What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka the Laptop Legend, and in today's video I want to talk about the best stocks that you guys need to be watching over the next couple of days because they're gonna go absolutely crazy. I bit my tongue. Oh. If you guys saw my video yesterday, you probably noticed that a lot of those stocks were spiking up today, and that's why you want to keep them on your watch list. If they're moving on one day, they're probably going to keep doing stuff the next day. So I have a couple examples of that. I'm going to talk about some trades that I made profitably today, and then I'm going to talk about basically what you guys want to be looking for. And again, if you haven't seen my MITI video, MITI, definitely go check that out. I just bought 70,000 shares, and I'm very excited for the future of that company. So yeah, without further ado, let's go to my computer. All right, guys, so I'm here at my laptop, and you can see this is the #1 stock that I'm watching right now after hours. It is DPW. This thing is absolutely going insane, and you might recognize this ticker if you've been trading, even 6 months, because this is actually a former supernova, and it didn't go absolutely insane, but it went pretty insane. So if I go back here and look at the 3-month chart, look at this thing, man. It went from, what is that, $3 to $8 in one day, and then the next day went all the way up to $10.94. So, I mean, this stock can definitely run. We know that for sure. And again, it's in the 640s right now. So anywhere up to these areas, if it breaks out past that, I mean, this thing could go crazy. It's a low-ish float. I think it's like 13 million, 14 million, somewhere in there. You can look it up. But anything under 10 is extremely volatile. Anything under 20 is still pretty dang volatile. So this thing can definitely go hard, as we can see by this after hours. So I definitely want to be watching this one. I'm going to wait for a play to develop. I'm not just going to randomly buy in and hope it continues to go up. That is not a strategy. That will not be profitable in the long run. But if we can get a nice setup on this, I'm definitely going to be looking to get in it. Again, if you don't know what to look for, check out the Discord down below, because I'll be talking about my plays, my thought process live as the day goes on. But yeah, so moving on, CPSH. This is one that I had on the watch list yesterday. If you watched the video yesterday, you were probably ready for this, but this made a crazy move. This is the one that spiked up, got halted for a long time, gapped up over 100% off that halt, and then went crazy after hours, and then kind of faded off a little bit. Well, today, it was pretty nice, man. It had another halt up and then another nice spike. So went from 560s all the way up to 875 in that area. So, I mean, that was nice. And right now it's consolidating near that high a day. So if this continues, breaks out over that, again, all-time highs, I believe, on this are around $12, if I'm not mistaken. Even that's from 1988. So again, that's not really going to be in play, but definitely be watching this stock for tomorrow. I'm excited to see what it can do. ENG, that is another one that I had on my watch list yesterday. And again, this is why you guys always want to keep stuff that is moving one day, keep it on your watch list, because the next day it's likely to continue moving. ENG, it was beautiful, man. We had this on our watch list, and it had a beautiful morning panic, but not too big, and then just a nice dip buy off of that, and a huge spike after that, and now it's kind of mid-range. So if it breaks out over these levels, I would potentially be interested, keeping it on my watch list. BIOL, this one was a big watch, and this one had a hard sell-off, so this is part of an example why you guys want to lock in your gains. If you bought this yesterday, down in this area, or in this area, or in this area, and you didn't lock in gains here, that's kind of on you. But it had some nice panics here, and you're going to see that. That was a trend today. Had some nice panics with nice dip buying opportunities. So always be looking for that. That is my #1 favorite play. If I see 50 red candles in a row, man, I am trying to buy that, because it's a very high odds play. It can be a little scary if it keeps falling past your entry point, but I feel like the risk to reward is normally pretty good. Even if you got in here, kept falling, it's going to bounce back where you get in. So if you get in late enough in the panic, it's normally a pretty decent entry. And sometimes you can tell when it turns. Sometimes it's hard because the spread is kind of big, and then by the time it flips, there's like a 3-cent difference already. So sometimes it can be hard, granted. But definitely be watching this one tomorrow. It might just keep fading off, but it might give another nice dip buying opportunity. NAKD, this is another one. Nice dip buying opportunity, and still on the watch list, man. If you look at the overall chart, it's definitely still up a lot, so this could continue to panic sell off. CLWD, I just want to pull this one up real quick. CLWD, this is one that I made not too much on. I guess if I go to the today, you can see I'm up 50 on the day. CLWD, this one had some nice panics, and I think I dip bought on this panic here, and then I dip bought again here, but sold way too soon, so that's why I missed out on all those gains. But overall, I mean, it was pretty nice, man. It was a nice trade. TSNP, my favorite stock of all time. TSNP, this bad boy. I dip out that morning panic because I saw it gapped up to 20 cents, and I was like, ooh, baby, I know what's coming. So it had a nice sell-off. I dip bought it here and held it up through, and I think sold in here. And then I tried to get back in again, and Ended up taking a tiny loss up in here when it couldn't continue back. I thought it potentially could continue running up through 21, but you know, slow and steady wins the race on this one, man. We can see it's up here, and technically, I guess it's a red candle because it gapped up so much to 20 and then came down a little bit, but this is still way up from yesterday, already at 20 cents, and you know, if it breaks out past this, it's going to be nice, man. So those of you guys who were holding long term, starting to look better now, starting to feel better about those 18 averages, you know, better than you were back when it was down here. So definitely be ready for some continuation from this stock. I'm definitely excited to see what's going on with that. NAK, this one was up big yesterday. And in after hours, then it just kind of faded off. So, you know, stocks don't always continue to run. But I mean, that was a good shorting opportunity. ZOM, man, this one was absolutely great. I don't know if you guys were watching this, but it had the best panic. Not the best I've ever seen, but I mean, it had such a good panic. Such a good panic. Huge red candles. I tried to get in here, did not get filled, and I didn't want to chase, and then it actually bounced a lot more than I expected it to, and came all the way back up, had another mini panic, and then broke back above that, and then just kind of faded off. So not really any great plays on this one today, other than dip buying those panics. But yeah, man, I mean, it was great. Lots of panic dip buys today. Always on the lookout for that. CLW, yeah, that's the one I already talked about. OSZC, yeah. Be watching for some panics on this one. It's up big over the last, whatever, you know, over the last month, over the last 5 days. So when it's up this big, we get the first red day. There's probably going to be a nice panic and a nice dip buying opportunity for some quick profits. I probably wouldn't hold this one long term. I don't know enough about it, so if you guys are in love with the stock, don't attack me. But definitely looking for some panic dip buys on this one tomorrow. Hopefully that should happen. And then same thing on this one, man. This was the absolute tank of today. This reminds me of RDAR a lot. I'm gonna pull that up real quick. RDAR, just so you guys can see this one. Now I'm gonna go to the 3-month chart or 1-month chart. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Radar. This one went over 1,000% in one day, and just absolutely went nuts, man. And then the next day was just really red and ugly, but I think there were some good dip buying opportunities in there. So I'm pretty much expecting the same thing from VDRM. I mean, it could continue to run. You never know. They can always continue a little bit longer, but normally when there is a 1,000% gain, more than 1,000% gain in one day, what is that? Almost what is that? 1,400% gain in one day? I mean, when it goes up that much in one day, you don't want to be chasing this. You want to be getting in on the panic side for a nice bounce. And then be careful, man. If it goes past your average, just get back out. You can always buy back in. But this thing has a long way to fall. So, you know, if it panics down to, I don't know, 2.3 or something, don't average down if it keeps dropping down to 2 and breaks below that. You know, just cut if you can and then get back in because that's safer. And then you're not going to be screwing yourself over. But I like it as a high odds play. Lots of reward potential and not too much risk. You know, it has the potential to bounce very quickly and give you a couple cent gain. Well, I guess this is under, yeah, a couple tenths of a cent gain, which if you have 10,000 shares, 50,000 shares is a nice gain. So definitely going to be watching this one. And again, this is all the stocks that I have on my watch list. If you guys want to drop any down below that I missed, feel free to do that. Don't ask me my opinion on 50,000 different stocks because probably I haven't heard of them, and I'm just going to say I haven't heard of them and I don't know. So, I mean, I appreciate you guys respect my opinion enough to ask me, but if I haven't heard of them and I'm not talking about them, they're probably not on my radar, so you probably know more than I do. Just throwing that out there. So, anyways, yeah, appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, let's grow better together.
Besar tu boca si te despiertas, mi tiempo también es tuyo porque me inspiras. Solo quiero que seas la única que así me mira.